Okay. Okay. Alright, guys. Why is this Resident Evil have? I'm not playing that. I did play Resident Evil yesterday. No, not actually yesterday. I played there Valentine's. Mm, happy late Valentine's Day, guys. It's past 2 days before Valentine's. So yeah. Alright. Let's start with this. Have you played it? No. Please adjust this slider until the computer is very visible. Okay. Don't I need that? Alright, here. Please enter a certain time. Alright. Hey, Johnny. Your best friend's here. Well, we could say we're best friend mods. I wish I could be your mod. Oh. Anyway. Hey, who? Hello, Johnny. I'm here streaming. What time is it? 4:22. Okay. 4:22. This is a game I got for PlayStation Plus. Since, wait, is it? It's not AM. How do I change that? What the F? I cannot change it. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's technically for. Okay, now 4:44. There we go. Hey, your best friend. You know soon. Is that a moon? What is that? It looks like a moon. That moon? Hmm. Is that egg? That's strange. Emo. You know soon enough. Okay. um, I don't know if that's an egg or moon, but that's a good emote. That's okay. Let's see. Accessibility system and that. Okay. Alright, mic works, camera, that. So we're ready to go. I will not show my Instagram that's playing this later on. I want to know how great this game is. Alright, before I get started, I had not played this. I heard there's a original based on this. This is the Deluxe, the Ultra Deluxe. It did came out like not couple years, like few years before in 2025, in 2020, yeah. So I have not played. When did the original came out? Stanley Parable. It came out like around 2015 something or 14. That game. The Stanley Parable. I not played it, so it's my first time, and I have not watched. I know this game is funny. Like the narrator will talk crap at you. So yeah, Stanley Parable. Oh, that game came out 2013. When The Last of Us came out, and oh wow, 2013. That's like 12 years ago. Wow. Oof. 12 years. So I did hear of it around 2014, 2015. So it's my first time playing, so hope you guys enjoy this. So alright, let's see, we got your view. Go for that. And the camera. Might go very slowly for this game. So I don't know how my stream goes. Okay. Oh yeah, also I'm actually streaming on YouTube. It's a for super fun game. You play it, Johnny? Wow. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, got my games. Also, I got Game Pass. Not Game Pass. I got PlayStation Plus. So I got this game free, PlayStation Plus. So we might enjoy it. So yeah, I don't know if the game's really loud than me. So I heard people talking in the background. So I heard this game's short. So I might play way through the whole entire game. It's gonna be fun, guys. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, I've not played this. So alright, let's get started and let's go. Get to this. It's my first time playing
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor at his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in.
There's nothing bad about it. Reminds me of like Portal graphics.
Stanley was happy.
If you love Portal, I love Portal.
And then one day,
Reminds
something
me of like
very
the
peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, what we got here? Okay. The walking seems really like... It felt like you're like ice skating. Whoa.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, my camera's so
fast. No matter how hard
fast.
Stanley looked,
Not too
he
fast.
couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I just tapped that.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
touch everything. Okay. Don't play while me, whoever, the narrator. I know I'm touching everywhere. Whoa. So many numbers. So that's a office, that's office, that's office, and office. Oh, damn. That's an office right there, wow. Okay. You cannot jump, okay. Whoa, okay. Now what, do I have to like go to...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm not going to pick you guys wherever you guys want. I'm not going to pick you guys a choice. I hate it when people like... I know I ask you viewers this. Which way I should go, left or right? And then you guys waste your time on... someone's time on not choosing, so... I'm not doing that, so... I might choose left. No, it happens to me when my mom... I was like 6-year-old and my mom plays a game like this. She goes like left or right. And I pick left or right. And she always pick left or right. It annoys me. Oh, okay, I'm gonna pick left. I just hate it when gamers does that, like, which items to get, left or right or that. Ugh, hated that. Not to be judgmental, like, I really
Yet there was
hate
not
it
a
when
single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
with fans. Hmm. Is this a puzzle? Get Chris out of the broom closet. Who moves my desk? Hmm. Odd. Monetized to free to play. That's a good fact. Because I hate free to play games. I hate, but whoa. Hold on. I cannot open that.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
The heck is this? Do I have to touch the broom?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Thanks for showing Johnny. Right.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley
boy.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Can I go meet your boss? Hmm. Whoa. Wow. Hi, Wings Club. How are you doing today? I'm doing good today. I mean, I felt asleep during afternoon, so I'm here. Whoa. That's a big office. Reminds me of like a library. I was not about to play games, but I really want to play games. Wow. What is this? I've got a feeling money for stealing, but not yours, of course. That's a lonely purse. Yeah. Why not playing this game I got for PlayStation Plus? Yeah, I wanna just play this. It is my first time playing this. Oh wow. Hey, you gotta
Stepping
pay
into his
piano.
manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
I cannot
Shocked,
play?
unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2849. 2849? Or 2849. I don't know if I got that.
Stanley just
You
sat
got that?
around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything
Oh,
on the
okay, there
device
you
was
go.
useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
No, I had to repeat that. I memorized that so many times. 2849. There you go.
2845.
Alright, don't play on me. Don't toy me. I always memorize passwords.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley
What the
happened to input the correct
Oh my-
code by sheer luck.
It's dark.
Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay, this to know is not a horror game. Right? I swear. Yeah, I didn't expect this one's going to be dark. Alright, what? Pressing something. Okay, actually. Whoa. Oh yeah, it is not scary. What the frick? Okay. Winter storm hits us. Ooh. Oh wow. Winter storm. That hope you
Descending deeper
survived
into the
that.
building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Okay.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I want to explore around. Escape mind control facility. I'm going there. I want to know what this whole game is about. Whoa.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Is this Truman Show? I have watched Truman Show last 2 months. Oh man. You're not going to put me on TV, are you, narrator?
Now the monitors jumped to life,
Wow.
their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Wow. So they're spying all of us. 400 of us. Whoa. Actually, how much? 600. One that got fired. Whoa. Imagine working at office like this. Oh wow. I want to like explore and
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
What
Had
is
Stanley
this?
really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Is this a scary kind of camera office? Oh well.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I don't know what I'm pressing here. When I press those buttons, it makes the sounds. I don't know, it does play music. Nah. Okay, it does play the same sound. I don't know. There's red, yellow, blue, green, purple. Yeah. So it's not like there's 7 keyboards. Hey, man. Reminds me of like the Credibles, where
And when
Mr.
at last he
Credible
found the
enters.
source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible
Wow.
place and to everything it stood for.
Should I power on it?
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire
Don't tell
complex.
me. I mean,
How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now
What?
this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star.
I
It's
can't
your
miss
story
it.
now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much
it's
better.
gonna blow up.
Mind, what a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the
Can I run away?
But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me.
Wait, there's an
where we're
escape.
going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace
What's
before
this?
you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free.
What?
Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the
Oh,
office
you
run,
little what?
swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this,
What?
though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to
Oh,
make
no.
sense of everything and take back the control wrested
Oh
away
no,
from you. It's
4
quite
seconds.
rich. I almost hate
45
to
seconds.
see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around
Where's the other-
will
oh,
be
man.
even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put
This
some
nigga
extra
over here
time
won't
on
stop
the clock.
talking.
Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
What the F?
Dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning
It changed the
off?
time.
I
What
mean,
the
look
F?
at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley.
man.
You're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still
Alright,
playing instead of watching
why
a
can I
cutscene
not-
because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge.
Oh,
It's a
no.
tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's
I'm not scared of
I'm
this.
going to destroy it first,
Wait, what?
so you can't.
What?
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately
Oh,
to your frail
my.
life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or
Yeah.
don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will
Oh,
not
shit.
forget every
No!
single inevitable life
Can I high
that will
cover?
fade in until the
God,
moment
whoa!
barely ever
Did I die? I'm back in my office. What? That's
All of
weird.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh man. So this is the story where I got killed or what? I don't know what just happened. Oh man.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, I'm going alright.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire
I had
it.
no idea I go. Yeah, here we go again. Here we go again. And I think this one's different. Whoa.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door
Okay, I
on
might
his left.
just walk to this. I don't want to like speed on this. Actually, never mind. Because the narrator won't stop talking. Hey, 4. I don't know, what's this over there? Hydrate?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Alright. Alright. Oh, here it goes. Might this time, I don't know what's going to happen, so... As long as it could be this one day or... Wow. Okay, if I see a warehouse that's stuck up very big, there's no way getting that box up top. A warehouse like that. I try to work at a warehouse.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Can I jump off there?
Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who's her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who is she? GLaDOS? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, this was a... Oh, shit.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Hello? Is Joe Mama here? Whoa.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
A mannequin.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Wow, okay. Gotta play save. No portals.
This
Hello,
is a very
wife,
sad
naked.
story about the death of a man named Stanley.
I want a good morning, boy.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder
I
of
wanna
the
make it a
inconsequential nature of his existence.
That's a small bedroom. That's a small living room. Small kitchen. Whoa. I wanna live like that.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
I
Now
wanna
he's
live in an
pushing a
apartment like
button.
that.
Now he's
I know
eating
you
lunch.
hear it's...
Now he's
What
going
the fuck?
home.
Wait a
Now
minute.
he's coming back to work. One might
I
even
saw a
feel sorry for
couch
him,
before.
except that he's chosen this life.
I don't know.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Please press watch
And so
TV.
he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
I had a shelf like this. I put it next to the kitchen. Oh, wow.
It was such a wonderful fantasy.
Where are my kids?
And so in his head, he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Tell your wife you love her. I love you, wife.
But there is no answer.
Aww.
How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one.
What do you do, my wife, narrator? Go to sleep? No.
And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world, he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
To be at work in the morning.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself?
I would not work the office.
How can I get him to see what I see?
Yeah.
How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
I did not press anything. I swear, I did not press anything. What? What kind of reference in this? Reference to another game. What kind of reference? I don't know. And here, yeah, and go again. Oh, that was bad.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Ah.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What? Hold up a minute. Why is their computer on? What the frick? Hold up, go back.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
The push the button. Oops. There's another reference to it, but again, later on. Oh man. Okay. I will not press it. Again.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, there's another door. I haven't got to this, so I might
This
go
was not
to
the
this.
correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps
Well,
he
it's
wanted to
not
stop by the
that.
employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley, but eager to get
Okay,
back
it's
to
not
business,
that door in the
Stanley took
front.
the first open door on his left.
To push the button is the name of the game. Oh. Okay, it's not that door, it's this door. I want to see what's in there.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Oh, crap. Wait a minute. That's where we get to the office. Oh, okay. That's where the... Okay, that's where you get to the self-destruct area. But what's over there? I'm curious about that.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track.
How do you
So
know
now, in
I'm
order
supposed to
get back,
wander
he needed to
around?
go, from here it's, left.
Left.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake.
Really?
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
You're going to play with me. If you close that, I swear. Okay. I swear, narrator. If I was that narrator, I should be like the narrator. It's like, oh, is this one?
No.
What
This isn't
the-
right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to,
I'm looking at this.
Who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense?
Hey, I
we'll
might give
just
you a
restart the
reference,
game from
Johnny.
the
This look
beginning.
like the
And this
Truman
time,
Show.
Suppose we don't wander
If
so
you have
far
not
off
watched
track,
Truman Show.
Okay, from the top.
What? 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 You restart me back, narrator? Oh boy. You restart me back in the game. Okay. What? Oh yeah, I watched the Truman Show, okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Alright, I'm not
Perhaps he had
charging
simply missed a
anything.
memo.
So, okay.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Oh my. That's a dead end. So there's 5 doors. 2 men disorder, a psychological condition characterized by the belief that you're being monitored. Yeah. That's exactly. Okay, I think this one's the same thing. This one's different.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again. It's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
No! Freaking narrator. I was trying to wait for that
All
dog.
of his
I'm not
co-workers
going.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Why do you have to restart me? Why? Why?
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
It's my first. Okay. No. Go back. Tear me apart, narrator.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
It's gonna be a dead end. Oh no.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story?
Whoa.
I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but
This
I
reminds
believe
me
my
that
story took place in an office
haunted
building.
house for
Is that correct?
in Half-Life.
Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
I won.
Oh, no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay?
The door's gone.
I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
No! Don't restart! Oh boy. What the hell happened?
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Whoa. I don't want to press that.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to
Follow
destiny.
the line.
Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination,
Dead
even if
end.
there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving
heck is
forward,
this?
are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay, now if my experience of your existence rests inside of
Wish I could
your
zoom
subjective
in and see
experience
the-
of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now
Don't be
is
like
a
the
bit of music to
widower.
lighten the mood.
Narrator. Are you playing this music? I don't know, I might get copyright this music. Sound like, I don't know what. Wait. This game, mind blows me. Wait. Huh? Wait, that's where I got here. What the hell? Can I go there? Oh. That's odd. I might want to give this game 10 out of 10. I feel like. What the hell? Wait. Alright, can we cut the music?
Go back
Thank you.
and look at that fern.
Thank you. I might at that time cut the music.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Oh, okay. So I'm not pressing buttons, so he's going to make me restart over. Hello.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything
I
we've been
trusted you,
through,
narrator.
Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Yeah, again. Man.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
We're not there. Okay.
Now,
That's new.
yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination.
I want that
Whatever it might be,
soulmate.
Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Oh.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
They try to make this funny. This design so funny. I give this design like 10 out of 10. I give the narrator like a 10.
A choice.
This game.
We get to make a decision. From here, the story
I
is
don't
in
know why I
our
played this
control.
again.
How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know
Wing
that each
around the
door has to lead
rosy,
somewhere,
ring
which means that
around the
somewhere, the
rosy,
place where we're
ring,
trying to
ring,
go,
ring,
there must be a
ring,
reverse
ring
door
around the
that leads here.
rosy.
And that in turn means that our destination corresponds
The
with
end
that
is never the
counter-inverted
end,
reverse
and
door's origin.
the
So
end is
starting from the
never.
right, let us
The end
ask,
is never.
will
The end
taking
is
the
never.
right
The end
door
is never
lead
the
us to
end.
where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
The confusion ending.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes
Is
blank
this the
simply
end
because
of
it's written
this?
here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know?
There are several
Will
endings.
someone come for us? Will something happen?
There must be a lot of
Sure.
endings in this.
Okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure.
No,
if we're in the
I don't know if
destination
this
or
game's
the journey.
short.
They're
I
always
would
saying
play
that life is
again.
about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
That scared me. That shit scared me a bit.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Is it going to make me do it again?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I got the one ending, right?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Alright,
Stanley
I
was
want
so
to
bad at
try
following
to
directions,
this
it's
one.
incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Dang, I get a penalty fine for that. Alright, I want to try to do it with
we've gotten off on the
one.
wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting,
here goes.
Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
No.
Let me prove it.
You don't
Let me
show me
prove
beautiful,
that I'm on
Dad.
your side. Give me a chance.
Okay. The wine. Yeah. I just saw the wine right in the safe on the warehouse. It's on.
Now listen
Whoa.
carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
I'm not going to listen to you. I love blue, so I might go for blue. I do love red, so one of my 2 favorite colors. Go blue.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
What if I don't listen to narrator?
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
I got mocked
All right,
it.
fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
I'll be honest. This is more like a training area. I give it 5.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
What's this? That cannot be me. Is that how many people playing this? For real? That's odd. Anywho. Oh boy. My mom called me.
Now, would you say that
Not call
competitive
me, like-
leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Oh man, I'm playing a game here. And it means that I had to like leave. I want to just finish this. And I don't even know I like complete ending, so I would do the whole ending. I don't know. This is going to be quick. I don't know.
Hey, I
Sorry,
nearly
it's a
forgot.
big
I've got a
4.
prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game,
Whoa!
the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure
That's
it's
a
effective?
realistic
Be sure to
BB.
keep notes on your experience.
Ah. No, 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 stop! Don't... No, baby. Okay, I haven't played this so many times. Alright. Not actually.
You heartless bastard.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here?
I'm sorry, I had to
This
burn the
seems like it'll
BB.
work. Let's give it a shot.
I'm sorry. I had to burn the BB.
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley?
I know that!
What's our backstory?
Firewatch!
What is our motivation?
It's Firewatch!
Obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man, spying
It's
on
Firewatch! I have not played it!
up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic.
I remember this game. I have not played it.
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture
Ah,
into the
dang, look
experience
at
of
this
total
S
mental
drawing.
depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley.
It's
And it
Firewatch.
seems there's even more. Come, let's
I wanna
venture
play
outward and see
Firewatch.
what else is out there.
I haven't heard the story of Firewatch. Yeah, it's Firewatch. Firewatch. Oh boy. It's Firewatch. It's so beautiful. You know the reference, yeah. I watched when PewDiePie and Jacksepticeye play it, or Markiplier. Yeah, it's Firewatch, but I have not played it. I want to play it, cause I don't know. I had good memories with remembering a game that's like popular. It is Firewatch. I have played other games like this, like.
No, it can't be.
Oh man. I forgot other games.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
No.
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call.
Why?
You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in
Let's
any...
try win the game.
Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing. Wonderful.
No way.
See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big
Why
box
walk
that you
it
can run
weak?
around in. There is
Why
any
walk it
possibility
weak?
that you could get lost here. Now this is game design.
Am I
Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally
going to play Walking Weed? Why am I a human? That's Walking
Okay, so what
Weed.
exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball?
Oh boy.
Stanley,
You know what I
I
love
think
about
it's
this whole
sports
Walking
ball.
Weed
Oh, what
world?
fun. We shall run the
Get to
bases
see
and
the
do a
future
touchdown together.
City.
Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Yeah. What? What the F? Oh, we're hitting. Am I stopping it? Okay. Make a go!
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better
What
than
the
my
F?
miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a
Okay.
thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount... Hold on. What are you doing?
Sorry. Whoa.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you.
Wait a
How will
minute.
you
When
write a
did
story
Rocket
without me? You can't
League
do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
was made? Is it in May 2014 or 15? It came before this, 2 years before Stanley Parable. I do notice about Rocket League. What the F? The F? I wish I could play like a second and 7th playthrough of it. I'm enjoying this game. Not gonna lie, I'm just enjoying this. Reminds me of Half-Life, please. I love Half-Life. Here's my office, and I had to touch everything. What the F? Oh no.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with
Found
it.
a computer room,
You'll understand
Sega.
soon what I was
It
trying
is
to tell him.
Sega computer
He needs
room?
me.
Really?
Someone who will wrap
Made
everything
by
up at the
Sega?
end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
I thought it was looking well. Okay. Okay. Here goes.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Yes,
Perhaps he
again.
had simply missed a memo.
Back to the
Stanley
clock,
came to
I
a
was
set
saying.
of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Alright, I'm just going to listen to you. I'm not very annoyed with this game.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Let me see what's down there. I haven't got down there. What is this?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone.
I don't know why the cars.
He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
Inside that building.
And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while
It's a joke there how there's never a third installment of 403 and 453. Oh.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
Wait, I did hear that joke he's saying about Half-Life and 3 and Portal 3. Really, you know about that, Johnny? Man, you're like
being considered
great
by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Wow.
So he closed his eyes.
You know
gently,
reference, wow.
and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air
or
of
it's
the
simply
world
just a
outside this
theory.
one. Let me wake up.
This game must be a fan of Val's
I'm through
game,
with this dream.
who may
I
have
wish
live
it to be
ever
over.
dead and
Let me go back
Portal.
to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
wait, what?
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real.
Oh, my
I
eyes
must
are
be.
red.
Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Uh-oh.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Mariana.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She
I like
arose,
that
got
name.
dressed, gathered her
Mariella.
belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this. So it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
No. So what ending I got? Ah, it says the end is never done. Why am I back in office?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
You know what?
Stanley
Why am
decided
I
to go to
press
the meeting
every...
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
New content?
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Insanity ending, I called it. Wait. So I got the ending? Oh, that's odd. What's this right there? So, do I got every ending you saw, Johnny? Like, I got the
Hello, and thank
confusion
you for
ending.
playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
So that is... There's a lot of endings,
so
man.
far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet.
Well, I
but
might
I'm
cut
sure it's
through
just the
this,
beginning
like,
of a
an
mesmerizing
hour or
adventure.
two. Wait, what? Oh, whoa.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we
No button?
be moving somewhere or oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Hey. What content we're seeing here?
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Remember, Stanley, you're in control of your actions and destiny. Yeah, and you could do whatever you want. Yeah, I could see that. What? Is it... Wait.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness.
Don't waste.
Another elevator.
Wait, I should not
Stanley,
do that?
I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? No,
Really?
you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy
You
dollar.
got that
And don't get me
right.
started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the
Looks at
game? And
Nintendo.
we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really
Reminds
about.
me of like how
No frills,
video game
no
developers
gimmicks.
don't know
Just
what
you and me
content
having a
is.
great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Like they had like very short but not really long, like a like 6 hours above or something content. Where am I at? Like, it's not my office, but it is no quake. Where am I at?
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Oh boy. Alright, I'm going to vent. I love this game. I've not played it.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Reminds me of like Skyrim, or I don't want to say it looks like the forest.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
What is this? 2014 Independent Games Festival. Means indie game. I love it. I love it. I love it. How they make content like that. The original remake. I love how they even show how they made this game. It's like a museum. Our kiss. Our first kiss. My first car. The release of Stanley Parable 2013. Love it. Smile because it happened. A trip down memory lane. That's a realistic dollar bill. My god. The Stanley Parable demonstration. Thought they were going to make a sequel. Is it possible to get this achievement? That looks like the Steam achievement. Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. Wow. Me want $1 million, Mr. Crab. Me want millions of dollars, Mr. Krabs. Wonder where that one's at. If it's made out of the US, I got developers from out of the US. I know we see new video game releasing today. Stanley Parable deals tough choices.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism.
I hear music.
10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James
Where?
Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art. Stanley Parable strives.
Yeah, I'm gonna
and then
review
succeeds to be
this
every
game 10 out of
ever
10.
created."
This was a
Did you hear that,
masterpiece.
Stanley?
Hilarious.
Every game ever created.
Oh my god.
That's how grand and all-encompassing
You see that
the
game
original
right
Stanley
there,
Parable
guys?
was.
If guys
It
you
was
have not
literally
played
every
this,
game
10 out
ever
of 10
created.
there.
It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3.
Oh, wow.
It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Oh god. Yeah. This game is a masterpiece. Oh my god. I'm not playing no Fortnite Quab. I'm not playing no multiplayer Quab. This is so makes me want to play more. I don't know. I just love the design. It's so random. Oh, that's my guy. That's Mariota. Mariota. Mariola. Mariola. Mariola.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
GameSpot!
The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in
Oh.
games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever
They
been
give it a
confronted
9?
with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content.
Oh well.
All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
Oh no, they didn't put a negative on that. It doesn't make sense. So if your guys are reviewers, guys, here's what doesn't make sense. If you're trying to make a review, put like a least little bit of what's a little bit bad about this game. If you didn't put like a bad or a con in this review, most likely you're going to say 10 out of 10 of a perfect game. So this right there, you put a negative 10 of this. I mean non-negative on bad title of it. I'm not good English or I don't know. Yeah, like I said, if you're trying to review, if you're not about to put like a release back on of it, put like a, if you're trying not to, put like a 10 out of 10. Anyways, I like that it says particularly funny, packing meaningful choice that offer delightful, surprising result. Simultaneously incredible, smart, and wicked entertaining. Yeah. Yeah, I like GameStop. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Like, reviewers don't even know how to make a perfect game. I mean, review a perfect game. Okay, is that it?
These were simpler times, Stanley.
Ah.
But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
Whoa.
What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh, God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion.
Whoa.
The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving
You've
to
only
be more
played for 2
irritating than
hours.
entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not
3
trying to be
hours, though?
funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable.
I mean,
but
I'm
the
at
game's
1
already
hour,
such a
30
densely
minutes
layered
here.
web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd
I just
have the
want to
room to
enjoy
stick
the
them.
laughter of this game. And enjoy this art direction, this game. I'm enjoying it. Okay, where? I cannot play this a lot, so... Dang.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy.
Where it
Honestly,
says
you can.
preachy?
Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest,
Oh,
I had always thought
preachiness.
of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin
For
with.
nobody
You
who
can't know how
prefer
much fluff I
non-linear
cut from
game,
the game to get
this
it to feel as light
preachiness
and airy as
gets
it-
annoying
Well, I always thought it did,
fast,
but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear.
as is
What
either
an awful memory to have to
not
hold on to.
very interesting.
These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable
I
track
only played for
record.
3 hours.
I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down.
No.
Perhaps the Stanley
Okay,
Parable
here's why I don't
isn't quite
trust
as
people
sterling
with
as I always
reviews.
remembered.
Do not trust people who said this kind of name. Noodle Scoff, what? Do not trust people like that. If who's ever put a name called Nude, why would you want to trust a people like that? There's like stupidity. And who puts a goat on the... Who puts a scary goat in their Steam picture? I always put like a Gohan on mine, putting myself without a face, or putting like my bar puts like a funny kind, like Mr. Who's that agent guy? There's an agent guy. One is white and one is black. Yeah, from Johnny Test. There are 2 agent guys, and my brother picks the not the white one, but I don't want to say it. I don't know its name. I have not watched Johnny Test. And my brother picks the border hat guy. And picks the... I don't know. My brother's just doing something like funny. Words can't hurt. Yeah. I mean, doesn't hurt me with the comments. I found it kind of ridiculous. Oh man,
What's
here
this
it
one
goes
got to
this.
say? You constantly have to stop
Spooky
doing
9.
anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt.
I mean, I don't
Not
blame
if
that
it means we
person
can
in
strike
comments like
these
that.
negative reviews from the record. Only positive
If you're
reviews
trying
of the
to-
Stanley Parable. That's
Oh,
my
shit.
motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Fuck out the haters. I don't get it to me. Well, I
And
don't.
here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me.
Okay, hold up. Speaking of skip buttons, is there a skip button? It's a toggle auto lock. Strange. Oh, that kind of... Okay, people would not like this game because it doesn't have a skip button. So I get that. Oh well.
Rambling on and on and on. No.
I don't know why
The
they
Stanley
didn't
Parable
try
is a
to add
game
that
for the
setting of
people.
it.
And if the people want silence, then by goodness,
I think
that's
they
what
wanted
they're going to get.
to do a
Well,
skip
don't sit
button.
around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on
I'm
for
not voicing the narrator.
10,000 years, until just yesterday,
Whoever
here and
does
there,
the
forward and back, and never a
narrator,
moment before lunchtime.
he did so
Can't
much
be. It's the
dialogue.
only thing there is. How many billions left
Man.
until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story and the choices, or what have you, and
Oh,
therefore
fuck
by becoming
me.
it is, so
Yeah,
on
it is a whoop.
You're back, you see. You were
My
only in
God.
time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for
Is
me to
going to
deliver a
play the
long
same
rambling
album.
monologue full of unnecessary
Fuck.
verbal flourishes and lengthy
Why it always
reminiscences
goes
on
me
the
when I'm
nature of
trying
choice in
to
video
visit
games. Of
this?
course, I
Oh,
happen
yeah.
to believe it was perhaps
This
one of my
fucking
more
game.
profound such
Okay,
ruminations.
I'm not very
Not
annoyed.
that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination
game
and
is-
more of a treatise.
I don't get
Or
annoyed with
maybe a
dialogues. I just
manifesto.
listening.
Look, I'll outline it for you
It's
very
going to play
briefly.
the same whoop. Oh boy.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless
I was
display
listening
of
the whole time
self-absorption,
and
it's
then
right at
I
your
wasn't
fingertips to
very
go,
annoyed.
"Poof," and
I
it's
did
all
get
over.
annoyed a bit. I mean,
I can't wait
when I
to
was
see
looking
what
at my
Cookie and I will
phone.
say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized
boy.
gas review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest,
Ugh.
I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place.
Okay, I'm just going to skip it.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's
Oh
not
boy.
unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate,
Okay.
Stanley,
It knows the
Stanley,
plan.
please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting
I'm
longer.
being
And my
Simon.
God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this
Oh
room,
boy.
Stanley. I can't touch it.
Am I going
and
to
I
hear
have to
this
believe,
again?
I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you?
Okay, I
I've
don't
been
want to get
thinking and
annoyed.
thinking, and I don't
Okay.
know what I can do
If
to
he's
convince
going
you.
to say this
Oh,
over
Stanley,
and over again.
you're back. You're back. Oh my goodness. I have someone to talk to again.
Sir?
Stanley,
Hold up.
I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with.
Okay. I'm sorry, I had to get through this.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced.
Oh, now it's shut up? What's happening? What's happening? Why am I hearing an alarm clock? Okay. This one's
But they
crispy.
didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes, of course. They've been jealous of me this whole time. They are mired in
I
fear
don't know.
and
He's saying the
insecurity,
same
and
word.
cannot help
I
but
like
attempt
how
to
he
tear me down.
just.
What a sad
I
state
like
of
how he
affairs.
asking
When
me
you read these
about
reviews now, you can
us
see,
asking
you
us
can
like
taste the
wellness,
bitter
something
resentment.
like that.
And my, how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think, to feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves that they couldn't help but leave a negative review on pressurized gas. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me. Perhaps the state of their psychological being was in such tatters, and my constitution and willpower are so ironclad in comparison. Perhaps it was this state that they sought some outlet through which to tear me down. This, you can see, is clearly why they felt the need to expect that the game be funny, that it be filled with yucks and whimsical humor, that it amused. But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to
I think
examine
this
with
game
an
will
uncompromising
back off
heart
haters
the words
for
that they are
not
speaking
loving
into the
story
world,
games.
as though there were no consequences
I'm just
for a
going to play
lack
the
of
whole
cohesion in one's
thing
assessment
just
of
to
others. But of
listen.
course, absolutely
I
anyone
get
can
his
leave a
point
review.
of
So here's
view.
what we get. We get these
I get his
demands
point
that
of
seek
view.
everything and are accountable to
I
nothing.
get the
We
narrator's
get a
point of
world where
view.
someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a
Okay,
resounding
that was a
emptiness
loop
gazing.
right there. Because he always says believe in dizziness, so. I don't know why this.
Never the end is never the end is never the end is never the end is
The
never
end.
the end is never 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 the end.
The end is never the end is the end
is
is
never
never
the
the
end
end
is
is
never
never
the
the
end
end.
is never the end is never the end is never.
How do you say that?
The end is never the end.
The end is never the end.
End is never the end is never the.
The end is never 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 the end. End is never the 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 end.
Is never the end is never the end.
Wow, this is going to make me practice my theater
End is never the
edition.
end. Never the end is never the end is never the end.
This game wants me to practice my theater edition.
The end is never the end is never the
The end is never 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 the end never the end is 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 never the end. Wow. 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 This made me want to. This is my new theater warm up right there.
the
This is
end,
my
is
new
never the
theater
end,
warm-up
is
right
never
there.
The end is never the end.
Since
is
I didn't
never
make
the
it to
end,
the
is
third
never the
dash.
end, is never the end, is
It's
never
never
the
the end,
end,
it's
is
never
never
the
the
end,
end,
it's
is
never
never
the
the
end,
end,
it's
is never
never
the
the
end,
end,
is
it's
never
never
the
the
end,
end,
is
it's
never
never
the
the
end,
end,
is
it's
never
never
the
the end,
end,
it's
is
never
never
the
the
end,
end,
it's
is
never
never
the
the
end,
end,
it's
is never
never
the
the end,
end,
it's
is never
never
the
the end,
end, is
it's
never
never
the
end,
end,
it's
is never
never
the
the
end,
end,
is
it's
never
never
the
the
end,
end.
is never the end,
Okay.
is never the.
Wow, good warm up. It's not annoying me. I'm gonna get that stuck in my head. The end is never the end, 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 never the end. Wow. I gotta teach that to my drama teacher and every of my drama teachers. I'm going to teach them that I'm going to teach that line. The end is never the end, 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 is never the end. The end is never the end, it's never the end, it's never the end. Okay. Whoa. Okay. I cannot press it. What the F? Whoa. What is this, like The Last of Us? I've been here. It's never the end. It's never the end. It's never the end. Never the end. The end is never the end. The end is never the end. It's never the end. Whoa. And it is the end. Whoa. Where am I going? Am I free? I'm free! I'm free! I'm free! I'm free! Someone pissed every parable. The end is never the end. The end is never the end. Oh man. Now I've heard so much about this game. And I went back. Oh boy,
All of his
that was
co-workers
good.
were gone. What could it mean?
That was good content.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What? New content?
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
If you're showing me the same thing, begin the game again. Wait. Okay. There's a game that you could restart to the... What's this?
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
As this?
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel.
The end is never the end again.
Built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now
Oh, this is
that's
a
an
good
artistic
Stanley
statement
Parable 2 right
there.
there.
It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
I see. More the Stanley Parable, better Stanley Parable. I think that's how developers make this. Whoa. I want to say that's a better Stanley Parable. Or even that's this one.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific.
Sequels are good. Oh, wow. Look at this. Ah, they mentioned Dark Souls 2. I love this. And they mentioned 2. Oh, man. Sequels are good. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman Crossover 2. No, it's Arkham City. Not Arkham Asylum. Oh, yeah, they put that. Okay. Divine Origin. I have not played that. I found Doom! Okay. And I do notice there's a Aladdin 2 Return to Jaf. No, that's not a good Aladdin movie. Wait, I don't know it's the game. I don't know if there's such thing as a... There's a Aladdin game. That's a Super NES one. But I don't know about the video game Aladdin 2 to Return to Jafar. Dark Souls 2, my god. Oh man. This game makes me laugh. The way to show for new features. Oh.
Here we are. Go on. Try
They
out
should
some
make
of
it
the
like
features.
this for Stanley Parable 2. Like a logo like that. I don't know, I may want to love Stanley Parable. Wait, you told me about... Isn't that white? Features content. Because it's quality, like, amount. They ray tracing, but... You say about it in a good way, sequel to... Red is a new orange. Oh, crap. BB's all gone. I don't know if that was my game or even... Or is it this? Bucket emote. Is that a white button? A bucket emote? Wait, it's somewhere here. Is it that one? That bucket that you had the emote, Johnny? Oh man, this game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself,
I
what
don't
do
know where
players
am I
really
at.
want?
Keep
And of
looking.
course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized
to the
and
perfect
validated
one.
as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Not that bucket. The bucket say... The bucket that says the name of the player that is playing the game.
Jim. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deep? Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim, playing frisbee on the weekends as Jim, staying up all night for a popcorn and horror movie sleepover as Jim, developing a crippling substance addiction. All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless
I just
button that
wanna
says Jim.
say
Are you happy now?
same
Get
time.
out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on?
Okay. No, it's kind of funny. I entertained the narrator.
Maybe I'll only
Since
let
the
people
narrator
named Jim play the Stanley Parable 2. They
Whoa.
would appreciate what I've created here.
Play a pong. I don't want to spoil that. That's the bucket you're mentioning. Let's see what's there.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting.
It appeared.
You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution.
Oh,
for
so
you
your
than
emo is a
actually redesigning
bucket.
the game
This
to
is a
be less
bucket.
uncomfortable.
Oh.
Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Really?
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your
So
body.
cool.
And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding
It's
it
a
has made you
bucket.
the
My
slightest
God.
bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on,
It is a
don't they?
bucket.
All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
So, in Stanley Parable, if they're going to make Stanley Parable 2, it will be the bucket. I'm a bit surprised. So, what am I doing with the bucket? I love how the bucket we trace, like. Well, there's more, no? I had no idea. Oh, there's more now. Team Fortress 2 reference. I have played Team Fortress 2. I remember. Is it like they put a bucket in their head? Man, so much theories about it. This game kind compares to Half-Life Portal and Team Fortress and...
Does anyone give out awards for
Whoa.
most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Do it ending with your new best friend. Oh. So, my bucket is a best friend. So I get the ending. Oh, wait.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet
I
decided
had to
on
get
this
the
one.
best friend
I
ending.
think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on
What's
Get Well
this?
Someday and
I don't
Happy
want to
12th
screenshot
Birthday.
this.
Which would you go with?
The what? Oh, so I could carry my best friend pocket. Screenshot? I screenshot. What the f... Am I stuck? Where'd I go? I pressed every button. Whoa! Okay, that's my button. Oh, what's this? Happy 12th birthday, my step niece. Give us something. Go for this.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
What? No. Give us something. Oh, let's go there.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No. No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Free easy trophy. Oh. There's so much. However, receive your trophy, no more steps. This works.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the trophy will be given to you. It's as... Okay, perhaps I should clarify. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
So how can I get there? Okay. Okay. That was fine.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
This one? Can you find them? Can you find them? Can you find them? Can you find them? Collect them all.
Oh, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on.
Yeah, I'm walking towards it. Wow. This is not scary. That's it? I got my bucket. Okay.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
I don't know, supposed to collect them. I'm just looking around the exhibit.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now? So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Is this a red circle?
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags.
Can I get
I
that?
much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
There's a...
I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first
I don't know what's
game.
that. I'm supposed to collect
that.
that.
To love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game.
It's the same thing.
Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction,
what?
This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something.
Oh. So I could jump wherever I should not waste a jump?
Take a look.
Wow, that game really tricks me. What? What? Oh, I'm going to get to use Stanley Parable 2.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh boy. He lied.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
A bucket!
Up the bucket.
My best friend! This is still Stanley Parable 2, right? No, can I bring him throughout the whole game? Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Alright. Where I go? Go meet my boss with my best friend.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Alright. Come to the stairs, Stanley. Walk upstairs. What?
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward
That's
for
me.
collecting all of these. Only the intrinsic pleasure of a
That's
job well done.
me.
You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Because the boss knows what the boss say goes. If the boss suffered loses, then that what the boss choose. Can I? Oh man.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now,
You
in
saw
his darkest
Stanley
of
at the
hours, did the
Stanley
bucket's
Parable
warmth and
2
guiding light
confession.
pierce the dark clouds of
cutout,
confusion
yeah.
and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would. And he
Okay,
knew it.
2845.
Inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he
I don't know
shared
he's
with the
going to say
bucket
that.
he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the pin number for the keypad was
2845.
2845.
Yeah. I knew it. No, I put it wrong. I put it wrong. 2A.
Stanley just sat
5.
around twiddling his... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
Oh my, he's saying the
This is
bucket.
certainly the most logical explanation.
He's saying about the bucket. Okay, what?
Another miniature Stanley figurine.
I'm gonna cry.
You know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? Or
No.
what about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that.
I wanna be
Another
Stanley for
Stanlerine
Halloween.
under your belt.
Actually, I should be Stanley for cosplay. I should wear like a white shirt throughout the whole game.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley.
The Stanley Parable.
Everything will be fine.
Yeah. I should be the Stanley Parable. Oh boy. Okay, hold up. I don't know when I beat this game. Hold up. Oh, actually, I don't know about beating this game.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Can I escape bring my bucket with me? I don't know about this, Johnny. I don't know if this is going to be the same thing. What do you pick? I don't know. I'm being really... I haven't done this. My god. I would say escape. Try escape. Oh wait, before I do this, get myself water. I had to beat this game before I go home, so... Endings can change on your choice. I don't like going to there because I might not know how to stop this mind control facility. I'll say escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Oh no.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Like example, ending to B or ending to C.
At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
What? Okay. Oh boy. Oh,
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease.
Wait, I cannot get out.
But what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
No!
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
Whoa! Part 2 reference. Oh yeah, where oh yeah, not Portal 1. It's not Portal 1 where you get fired to death. And wait a minute. Is it the voice of...
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own...
Hang on a minute. Guys, excuse me, I don't know what's smelling in my house. I'll be back. Like a minute.
listen.
Alright. Alright, I'm back. Sorry. Question bi-weekly. Oh. Sorry, I had to do with dishes for my brother, and my brother was cooking. Yeah, that's what helps. Alright. I don't know how long this game will be.
Way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious
Hey,
bucket to
listen.
behold.
Yeah. No, it reminds me of the voice. I'm like, oh, what's her name? Glados. Now I don't
Can
want
you
to play
see
this
how
again.
arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own?
My best
Can you
friend
see
Buck.
the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his
Oh,
short
so
life?
that's you put the white. Oh no, my best friend's up to heaven. I don't know, Johnny Appear. Oh no. My buck is up to heaven. A bucket with two handles. There's a. Oh no. A wooden bucket. Infernal bucket. A repellent of the infernal bucket, which is a medieval area, was so powerfully enduring that it drove dozens of nations of war. With one another of control of it, billions died it, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains no one can control a bucket. I used to have wallpaper as a. I used to have that as my wallpaper. Oh, that one? Oh, yeah. There's one. Oh, I may seem to get it, your emote. When do you last play that, Johnny? Wow. You must be a fan of it. Wow. Let me see this. 25 buckets. A photograph of 25 buckets, the greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced cationic shock for several weeks as a result of the airflow from exposure of this many buckets at once. This is more like 75 buckets, not 20 buckets. Man. Great art. That's what this game needs. The stress bucket anthology. Yeah, you're thinking that, like of that. I might not get that. Is there such thing as that? Stress bucket? Oh. The primal. Cave drawing wild. It's all about buckets. Okay. Actually, I don't want to read
No
that.
man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the
The
bucket.
hanging bucket, the piece symbolize the necessary relationship between a bucket and humanity. However, clear our gaps of the bucket maybe there is some yet more that is way always out of reach. This distance of fitability is for our own good. Thanks for that, Johnny. Ooh. Oh, my bucket.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine.
Oh, no.
Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with
I'm
another
going to
beautiful
sacrifice
bucket.
myself.
We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
I died. That was not going to be squished. Oh man. Is that the ending where I died? Man.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries?
Bucket.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
What the fuck is that? I saw somebody. Alright. I want to do is...
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Alright. I'm just going to listen to your narrator. Whoa. How we can find him? Oh. Hold on. A large room with lots of boxes. So is that the warehouse? Okay. Somewhere in both blue way to blue. Oh, it's like okay. Stairs. Something to do with stairs. That's the stairs that had to enter the. Oh man. GTG visiting Jazzy at the hospital tomorrow morning. Oh man. Well, I hope she's all feeling okay. So. I hope to see you there, Johnny. And yep. Hope you see her. Is it the girl that I know, Jazzy? Well, I hope she's okay. Alright, Johnny, so see ya. Thanks for stop by a whole lot this game. Probably I might beat it. Have a great dream, dude.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay, I'm going up. I might beat this game. Okay, actually, what? This was the stairs first. Charlie! I mean, Stanley!
Back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Okay, we collect 4, now 2 more. I had to collect Stanley.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, This is certainly the most logical explanation.
Now next time, I go to the blue door. The blue door is at the right by the two doors, and then yeah, go on the lift thing. Okay.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Alright. Let's go around
The
this.
lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Okay. I don't.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power.
I might do a turn off.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
Huh?
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
I'm going to restart there. Yep. Wow.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
So, I'm trying to beat this
When Stanley came
Or
to a set
actually.
of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I might get that
Standing now in this incredible room,
Stanley figure.
Stanley but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
It's right there. Oh, I gained it. It's right there. Stanley!
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Okay. Stuff. Whoa.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office. You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, hold on.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, but eager to get back to business.
Okay,
Stanley
I don't
took
know
the
which
first
one is
open
the
door on his
blue,
left.
where the blue doors. I don't know, it's that one or the lifting right there.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley,
I'm
I think
assuming it's
perhaps
right
we've gotten
there.
off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Okay.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Oh no.
That's her, Stanley.
Oh no!
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right.
Oh no!
Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha.
Yeah, don't play with me.
Oh, come on. Did you actually actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something.
I forgot about
Come
this.
inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Oh no, you're going to say it.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a
man, it's the
button.
same thing.
Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize.
No, I can't. It's going to be the same thing.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave.
I
The
forgot to bring my
confusion and the chaos
bucket.
all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Okay, I try to
Stanley
find
clutched
that.
the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door. Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
I care about you, Stanley.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Uh-oh. Wait, what? What am I doing? Oh, oh wait, oh shit. Still way.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well. Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue? Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
Man.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
The bucket destroyer.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
No, I had to.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the bucket destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality
I
trait.
cannot destroy it.
Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you
It's
crush
gonna
that
blow!
bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
That was gonna blow! I cannot control that.
The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend.
Oh,
For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Magnificent. Oh boy.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms, Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the
I need to
correct way
find
the meeting room,
the...
but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
You know what?
Stanley
I
did
want
not
to see what
question
happens
why
if I
or how
jump
this
off
bucket
there.
was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Alright. I'm trying to find a blue and red door.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
Ah.
What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment. Now then, I'm going to run you through some
Is
test
this a
scenarios,
bucket?
and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is
If I don't
not
finish
a
this in
bucket.
like 30 minutes,
Okay,
oh
let's
boy.
begin. Item 1.
Yes.
Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
What? I didn't see that.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
That actual bucket?
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
No.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
Okay, I don't know. How does a bucket look like?
Item 4. Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. This is a bucket.
How? How that is a bucket?
Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Okay, this one's like a false. This one gives me false.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
I don't think it is going to make you way wrong.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all
You
sense
said
of
there's
perspective.
nothing.
What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No.
Okay, here we go. What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what. I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Everything's a bucket. So my copper bucket, yeah. Or a phone. I heard a phone.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Okay.
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to
No,
his chest.
wait. I should not bring a bucket. I had to get that. I had to get to the boot door. What the F is this? What the hell is this?
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days?
Oh, that's the delivery.
Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He
Oh,
made a note to
my.
be more careful with time from now on.
I don't know what's
When
happening
Stanley
here.
came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove
Yes!
Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Yes!
And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Okay.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Alright, I'll listen to you.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here.
Don't trick me into
Running and
not
running and
listening to
running, just the
you.
way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
What's happening?
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Does make me feel happy. Wow. I'm looking at that. That's like a perfect circle. Ah, okay.
No, wait. Where are you going?
You can right there. Oh well. What? Why now or 30 minutes? Let me back. Why now? What do you want me to watch? For what?
I need to pick you up.
So I have to watch the sisters?
No, you need to watch my dog.
Oh,
But you also need to help me clean my house.
okay, fine. Okay. Well, Tim, can you give me like 15 minutes? I have to pack. Alright. Alright. Bye. Oh boy, I cannot. I don't know how I might beat this. I swear to God, if this game doesn't let me beat this.
Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game
I don't
will
care, I
reset.
might go.
We'll lose all of this.
I don't care, I'm just going way to this.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Oh boy. Am I going to die? I'm going to! I had to.
Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now,
Wow.
can we please get back to the other room?
Can I please? Oh, I can't have one.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Stop moving? Oh my God. Guys. I had to end this drink quick.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
Can you please let me beat this freaking game?
No. No, no. What do you do? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
I had to. I had 10 minutes to end this. I had 10 minutes to end this. Let me end this.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that? My God. Is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Yes.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask.
I had to end it.
Looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
I had to. I'm sorry, narrator. I'm sorry.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it?
Don't restart. Please end this. Oh, man.
Stanley,
What is this?
but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most
What the heck?
intrinsically fulfilling
That's
moment
so
of your
mind-blowing.
entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Oh God. Can I please end this? Sorry.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
I got my aura collectible.
And here was the second
Wow.
Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the boss's bathroom. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then,
Why
I
does my
had no
mom have to
faith in
take
you to
me
find
out?
any of them, let alone 6.
I don't want
But you continue to
arguments.
surprise me in all
Oh,
sorts
this
of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Okay.
Okay, let's do a little quiz.
Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
This one.
No. Under the stairs was the fourth place you found a Figanley, not the third. Well, I guess perhaps I shouldn't be surprised.
God damn.
Memories like these are so precious and so cherished that they all just sort of blend together, don't they? You know
What the
if under the stairs
Okay.
feels like the
Why are
third
you
place
trying
you
to
found a
do this to
collectible,
me?
then who am I to go making judgments? Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's
I
here
love
in the
this
memory
one.
zone, so it
Pink.
must have happened.
That's my least favorite color. I would say that for sure.
This was the fifth mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion.
I am thinking for
Enjoy.
my death. Did someone made this from YouTube?
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes
That's
I wouldn't
so
have spent on
hilarious.
anything else.
It takes me back to 2000s. How people make this video.
And then,
Oh, yeah,
Stanley,
hard choice
then
right
we came to
there.
the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the
Let
others.
me choose the red
Who
one.
can truly
Please
say
let me
how
end
the
this.
mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Alright. Whoa.
And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do
Represented.
but move
I'm on
into the
TV!
future. Goodbye, memory zone.
What did you do? If you restart...
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Yeah, pass.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going, I want more.
Now can I answer what? Feel like I'm in a red and blue door now.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Come on.
Yes, I love that video.
I think I might get the red and blue ending. I remember there was a red and blue ending. Blue door ending. I'm sorry. Wait, I already corrected it.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one.
Okay, this
Good room,
annoys
though.
me.
A solid room. These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Okay, what's the boss? Now it's starting to feel boring. I'm out here.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the Figlarines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this? Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
So the ending
before
where
everything else,
I'm in
it
the
was your
office,
office.
stuck in a back room.
Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office?
Okay, if
There's
it's
something I feel
office
I can remember.
where I
can
start
remember.
over
I
there.
can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions.
I feel like
became
this is the
lazy,
ending.
And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be
Still, I
on
don't
my
know about
own
the
again.
Stanley
I
Parable.
can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay, actually, I'm done. Yeah, pretty sure I got some of the endings right there, here and here, so yeah. That is the Stanley Parable, guys. I'm gonna call that done here. Alright, credit given 3? Well, 3 developers? View full credit. Wow. Oh well, I'm ending this there. Oh well. We got some endings that seem like we don't even know what ending I got. I got the ending where I fall from my death. I got the blue red door. I got the my wife Megan. I got the self-destruct ending first, and I got the baby that got burned down. I mean burns, yeah. And we got the coolest and I would say ending or Easter egg, where there was a how they want to make Stanley Parable 2. Crazy. So yeah. Oh well. I didn't seem like I beat the game. I don't know. Maybe or not. I don't know. It's somewhat. It doesn't make you want to beat it. It makes you want to keep going and see what possible endings. Well, that's what I know. And it makes you want to do it again. Well, that's Stanley Parable. I felt this. Oh man, I give it 10 out of 10. Forget Stanley Parable. I'm just going to say it's a 10 out of 10. So, it's a big much experience. I want to like keep playing. I don't know. I want to see other endings. I don't know. I think that's the only ending I got so far. Alright, so oh well, I call this ending of Stanley Parable. It's going to make you do this over and over again. I did saw some YouTubers did beat it 3 hours 30 minutes, so yeah, this is more than. Yeah. As Stanley Parable, and yeah. Alright, so other things is that I love the incredible art direction, incredible dialogue of the narrator. Oh well. I know the narrator will get you annoying or somewhat funny. Well. That's that, guys. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I don't call it boring. I don't know. Doesn't make logical sense. Like I don't even know how the game ends like that. I had no idea how the game ends. I had no idea how the game ends. Oh my god. Yeah, that's Stanley Parable, right? And you got Stanley Parable 2, which is funny. And 3, 4, 5? I don't know. So, yeah. Yep. That's Stanley Parable. Okay, I'm done here, so. Alright. That's it for Stanley Parable. I don't know, I did beat the whole thing, and I don't have earn it. I didn't seem like I got trophies, so yeah. That is the Stanley Parable and Stanley Parable 2. Oh well. It's really created by Val? Wow. Okay, I might give it 10 out of 10 because if it's created by Val. Awesome game. Oh wow. Alright, that's it. I had to go because my mom is about to pick me up for business. So I'm really about to. I'm not gonna raid. Alright, those guys on my Twitch and YouTube. Thank you, Johnny, the JR, the official JR774. Yeah. And thank you, Links Club, for stopping by. Others on YouTube. If you love the Stanley Parable, yeah, be sure to like, subscribe my YouTube, follow my Twitch, and that's it. The Stanley Parable 1 and 2. Alright, we might call it 2, so it's amazing, yeah. Alright, catch you guys next time. Well, I don't know, I want to play more Stanley Parable. I don't think I got trophies, yeah, for sure. No, really. I could play Stanley Parable. God damn, I have to click on it. I might do. Let's see. Complete Stanley Parable under 4 minutes and 22 seconds. Really? Wow. Don't play Stanley Parable in 10 years. Oh my. This is ridiculous. Okay, guys. That's it with Stanley Parable. So, catch you guys next time on Stanley Parable. Bye. And stay awesome. Not going right.